What advice would you give somebody who's in the situation right now? They're maybe just getting certified, don't know what direction to take. Do you have any words of wisdom for that person who may be watching us right now?
My biggest thing is don't be afraid to over communicate with a client. Like definitely start aiming to get your first client or your first few clients. Don't be afraid in that time period when you're gaining those clients to not be afraid to communicate with them. I'm new in my career. I'm learning. I'm not sure about that. Let me research that, and then we'll come back with a game plan, and I'll show you what I've found. But the biggest thing is to do it. I mean, look, we're in the business of movement. Well, movement comes in many different forms, right? It's not just a physical form. Sometimes it's an emotional investment. Sometimes it's a mental jump. That's literally the first step with personal training is you have to get over these hurdles that you have in your mind, that you're not good enough, that you're not educated enough, that there's not enough time, or whatever the reason is. You have to just put all of the excuses aside and just say, okay, I'm going to do this. Don't know everything about it, but I can show you X, Y, and Z, and then we're going to learn along the way.
When they are first into personal training, they're certified, but they're not quite sure how to do things. And you're right. I think a lot of people do suffer from the imposter syndrome. Why me? And there's going to be some speed bumps, but eventually it's going to be smooth sailing.
It is part of the process. We cannot live a life without making a few mistakes here and there, as long as they're not detrimental to health or endangering in any way. If there's small mistakes, like maybe the way you phrased something, or the way you scheduled something, and it's not an appropriate time period. Anyway, whatever the mistake is, the point is to learn from the mistakes. Our bodies learn from different movements, from different ways of adjusting ourselves. Why wouldn't the mind? Just makes sense.
There's a quote that I always remember, and I don't even remember who said it. Experience is the fruit of the tree of errors.
Oh,